Hello everyone. Let's talk about Miami. I'm gonna tell you guys something about Miami. I know some of you might disagree with me, but it's fine. Miami is overrated. Let me start from there. Um, I know some of you that lives in Europe. I know I get in touch with a lot of Europeans, and they say I want to visit Miami. I want to visit Miami. I want to live in Miami. Miami is overrated. Everybody that lives in Miami or claim they lives in Miami are full of shit. Majority of them. Majority of them. Everybody want to find a way to get ahead. They don't even mind if you are drowned, and they use it to stay afloat. So let me tell you when I moved to Miami. I moved to Miami in 2008. No, I moved to Miami in summer of 2006. Yes. I set up a business. The business was doing great. Then 2008 recession hit. In those 2 years period that I was living in Miami, I saw the good, the bad, the ugly. It was full of shit back then. Miami is crazy back then. Then you can imagine when people telling you now that Miami is full of shit, Miami is nothing, Miami is overrated. You can imagine how worse it is now. The only thing that the only people that makes money in Miami are people in the hospitality business and real estate business. Hospitality and real estate business, that's it. Then other jobs around it, contract jobs, construction, that's around real estate as well. So, but you see a lot of people, they'll come from anywhere around the world. There are some of the girls are doing OnlyFans, some guys are doing whatever scamming they are doing, but they present themselves as they are doing real estate. Everybody's doing real estate in Miami. Oh, what do? You go to a club in South Beach, maybe you are walking around Collins Avenue, and then you meet a girl, or ask her, what's up, what you do? Oh, I'm a real estate agent. But you clearly would tell that she's not doing any real estate. You understand? So you're not dumb, and then you see a guy, they start telling you, oh, I'm a hedge fund banker. Da, da, da. No, all they want is to find a way to get close to you and take your money to fund their lifestyle. They rent a Lamborghini, they rent $5,000 a month apartment with 5 people living in it. Everything is just so. The reason why I'm making this video is because of it was inspired. Somebody was saying the same exact same thing I went through when I was in Miami. When I went to Miami, do I regret experiencing it without? I don't have any regrets, because if I don't experience it, I will not be able to tell the story. One of and there's a British singer, a singer that came to Miami around the same time that I came to Miami. I usually see him in the beach in South Beach. I saw him in the beach a couple of times. His name is Craig David. He's a British singer, Craig David. Miami, he moved to Miami, and he killed his career. Him moving to Florida, Miami to precise, killed his music career. That's in my opinion, because around that same time, he was in Miami. He's outside. He's always outside. So yeah, Miami is not what you think. And one thing I hate the most is when people try to compare Miami to Dubai. No, 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 no. Dubai is better. Dubai is better. Similar vibe, but Dubai is better. Because you know why Dubai is better? You can actually meet somebody in Dubai that actually want to do business. You can actually meet somebody that is international business person that want to set up his HQ in Dubai or want to expand in Dubai because of the geography. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to go back to Miami, but I'm going to tell you why people should stop comparing Miami to Dubai. Dubai is on a whole different level. Miami have its thing that is better than Dubai, but when it comes to overall, Dubai is better. One, Dubai geographically is centered between Europe, Africa, and Asia. You understand? So there is a likelihood that you see an Asian business person that feels like they can expand to Africa and Europe. They set up HQ in Dubai. and want to expand, and you come out to be one of the people that will advert, you link up, right? So geographically, Dubai is in the center of all these major countries around the world, but not so much about Miami. Miami is facing Cuba. It's 90 miles from Cuba. Anything you want to do in terms of international business, none. Unless Cuba and Caribbeans, and then within America. So everybody that does business in Miami is within that Miami. I used to live in South Miami, South Beach. Yes, but the rent, because of the rent and everything, I moved to North Miami Beach. That's where I lived till I left. Miami. I've seen it. I've seen it all. I have my own retail fashion store in Miami. Then when recession hit, I did some kind of partnership deal with a Jewish Moroccan guy that have a catering company. I was bartending and wait staffing, doing everything to survive. So while I was doing those things, it exposed me to everything I need to know about Miami. So if you are thinking about moving to Miami, think. The best thing about Miami is, if you want to experience, if you want to have fun, come into Miami, spend a month or two, rent Airbnb or whatever, spend a month or two, have fun, and go back to where you're coming from. But if you think you're gonna come to Miami and stay and do the exact same thing that is already everybody's doing, you're gonna get frustrated. That's why everybody's leaving. Go online, you search people leaving Miami. People are leaving because people are coming and people are leaving. And don't get me wrong, there's something I want to say too. While I'm telling you that Miami is full of fake people, is overrated, it doesn't mean there are not people that are succeeding. There are people actually succeeding. And as I mentioned, real estate. People are succeeding in real estate. People are succeeding in hospitality business, restaurants, entertainment, things around there still thrives, but you gotta know the right people that will plug you in. You understand? But you can't just fly in from whatever state you're coming and then come to Miami and think you're gonna, boom, everything is gonna. Because me personally, I went through hell. The kind of racism you see in Miami is different from the one you see in up north or in deep south. There's discrimination in Miami. Yeah, in South Florida. It's not the kind of discrimination you see in up north, in the northeast, or in deep south. The racism you see is systematic. They will do it in such a way that you see it is happening, but you can't say anything. I remember there's a job that I was doing, rendering for a company. I was doing more job than a Mexican person. No, the guy from Mexico or something like that. But given the fact that it is a Hispanic owned company, I was getting paid less, $100, I think $200 less than the other guy. And the other guy wasn't even doing nothing. When I asked, they said they will fix it, but they didn't fix it. It continued. So when I talk to somebody, they say, yeah, they do that to Africans. They say specifically, if I'm Black American, they're scared of Black Americans. They think they do it specifically to Africans. I said, wow. So there's a difference between an African and African American. Say, hey, welcome to Miami. So that's one of the experiences that I had in Miami. But other than that, I forged ahead. I moved on from that. But other things that I will tell you that will make you think twice before coming to Miami, I just pointed it out. One, there is no job. The kind of random jobs you get all the time. Maybe in New York you can get side gigs and all that stuff. It's not, or either in hospitality or regular jobs. No, everything have to go through bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is too much in Miami. You got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You rarely get something like in New York. You can just, an immigrant land into New York and get a good job on the spot. That's not the same in Miami. You got to know somebody. The bureaucracy culture in Miami is as frustrating as anything you can ever experience. So that's the reason why Miami is frustrating. You see fashion models, girls that are tricked to come to Miami. Uh, um, they'll do this. They'll get them fashion deals. Da, da, da. They'll come to Miami. A year later, they are suicidal. Everything that was promised to them, they, it's not happening. They turn into opening OnlyFans channels, going to prostitute, doing escort services, because the dream wasn't there. So for you, and another thing is, once you're in, for you to get out is hard too, because if you come to Miami, you spend all your money chasing that dream and you didn't get it, and you feel like this place is not for me. You have to work hard too to get yourself out of Miami, because it takes money to move out of town. It takes money to move out of town too. So that's a frustrating part about Miami. It's not as you see. Forget about what you see on TV and how fancy Miami is on TV and all that stuff. It's as frustrating as anything you can think of. Yes, I lived in Miami. Not a year, 2 years. I lived in Miami 2 years. Going into the third year. Actually, the reason why I left as fast as I could was my dad was dying. My dad was sick and they say he had weeks to live. So I said, okay, this should be an inspiration for me to get out of here and spend the last times with my dad. And I left. And when I hear people saying the same thing now, I say, wow, if this was bad back then, God knows how bad it is now, because people are really go online. Type Miami is overrated on your Google search or YouTube search, you see what I'm telling you. And everything they are saying is spot on. Everybody's fake, bro. If the only way you can succeed in Miami is if you know how to be fake too. If you are very good at it, then it is your playground. You will make it. But if you're authentic, real, honest, don't even step foot in Miami. Just come do vacation, for history's sake, and then pack your bag and leave. Yeah, I probably miss a lot of things to talk about, but maybe when something inspires me to do something about, say something about Miami again, I'll bring it up. But for now, yeah, that's it. Think twice. If you are coming to live in Miami, live. One thing I will say before I end this video is that if you are planning to live in Miami, you're somewhere, somehow, you want to come and live in Miami, my advice is come and visit. Stay a week or two, watch the environment, then go back to where you're coming from. Think it through. I don't even talk about the hurricane and all that stuff, but that's a different video, maybe some other time. But my tip of advice is visit Miami first, look around, and see if it's a place that you want to call home. But don't just decide because of what other people are telling you, or somebody tell you to come down there. Oh, they got your bag. Oh, come. I'll link you up. Even if you know somebody that is living there already that is telling you to come in and live in Miami like they do, don't rush. Visit, look around. Then with faith will guide you. All right. See you guys on the next one. This is my video about Miami. If you think you find it offensive, I'm sorry. I have the right to speak my truth, and that's how I feel. All right. See you guys on the next one. Bye.